Welcome back to another episode of our alumni podcast here at Rome City Institute. I'm Gigi Betti and I am the student body government president, and I'm here today with Kayla McNamara as she was a 2022 graduate student here and she went on to be a collegiate athlete. So she's going to share with us a little bit about her experience at Rome City, about her experience now that she's coaching at a Division I college. So yeah, if you just want to introduce yourself a little bit.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Kayla. As Gigi said, I am a current college coach right now at Mercyhurst University. We're a small Division I program in Pennsylvania. So yeah, I've been there for a year. But yeah, I grew up playing down in Florida. I lived in Sunrise, which was about 20 minutes from Fort Lauderdale. Played there my entire life. Realized that I wanted to go off and play college. So I first started at a school called Emerson College in Boston. Then I transferred and went to Clarion University in Pennsylvania, played there for 2 years, and then from there went off to Rome City and coached at two colleges, and now I'm here.
Okay, well, bouncing off of that, I know you kind of briefly went over your college experience. At what point in your college experience did you decide that you wanted to come to Rome City to do your master's program?
Yeah, it was super random. I think during my sophomore year, COVID hit. We all went home and I hit the transfer portal and decided to transfer. And so we got an extra year of eligibility. So I was 100% sure I was taking my fifth year at Clarion. I told my coach it was all set in stone. I didn't even do a senior night because I knew like, okay, my fifth year, I'll just do it then. And then I literally remember sitting on my couch during Christmas at my house in Florida, and I got a crazy message from Rome City like, "Hey, like, do you want to come to Italy and get your master's and play?" And I was like, "What?" Like, literally thought it was a scam at the time. And then after doing like so much research, I was like, "No, wait, this is real." And I remember setting up a ton of Zoom calls just to get more information about it. And then it kind of just fell into place. I remember spring break, my dad and I went to a visit to Rome City because I've never even been out of the country, and I went over there for a week, did a visit. It was awesome. And from that moment, I was like, no, like I think I'm gonna do this. And I remember flying back and telling my coach I was so nervous that like, hey, like I had this crazy opportunity. And she was like, no, like that is just something you can't turn down. Like 100%, you got to do this. And from there, I just made a decision like, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
And I literally love how you mentioned that you thought it was a scam because I feel like that's so funny as it just goes to show like obviously Rope City's a new program and it's grown so much. Like Kayla and I were here in 2022. You probably got that message maybe in 2021. And I remember everyone would think that like everyone that we would share our experiences would be like, how'd they reach out to you? Like, oh, a DM, like whatever. And we all are face
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
so strange. Obviously now I'd like to say that the marketing and recruiting
It's
whatever
so different now,
they
but
have
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
improved a lot, but it's so funny that you mentioned that. And so obviously
for
now
sure.
coaching and now that you're a collegiate coach, how would you say that Rome City like kind of helped you and you if you want to talk maybe a little bit about like what the master's program you took was?
Yeah, so I got my master's in sports management and coaching. We took a lot of cool courses. I got my undergrad in sports management, so a lot of the courses at Rome City were channeled into sports management. So that was kind of just an easy transition for me. We also took stuff like sports science and nutrition, which is obviously important, especially in the college game. We did like sports psychology and leadership and performance. So all that stuff kind of just channeled me into becoming a coach, kind of just changed my mind. Like as a player, you don't really think about that stuff. You're like, oh, like it is what it is. But now that like I kind of see from a different perspective, I think Rome City did like a really good job like preparing me on the coaching side of things.
And did you always know that you wanted to be a collegiate coach?
I knew I always wanted to be around the game. At what level, I didn't know at the time. I originally went to school to be a sports broadcaster, thought I was going to be a sideline reporter on ESPN until reality hit. And I was like, no, I think I want to be a coach. And that's what kind of made me hit the transfer portal at the school I was at. It was a lot of money. And I was like, I think I just kind of want to go down this coaching route. And from there, I knew that this was what I wanted to do. It was almost like a calling. And I just, even like on the field, like I was just always like the most talkative, and I just had a really good understanding of the game. I was always watching it and just being around it. And I was like, what better way to go from playing to coaching? And from there, it just sparked everything.
And literally anybody that knows Kayla or has met Kayla is like knows that I've never been coached by you. And like I just know you're the best coach because of like how she was saying her personality. She was always loud on the field. And when I first played with Kayla when it was back in 2022, obviously I'm still young and growing, but I was definitely young and growing then. And I always felt like Kayla was like my coach on the field, like always communicating with me. And so I just can only imagine how great of a coach you are.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
And I was so, so sad when she didn't come back to coach because I knew I was staying at Rome City. So I was like, Caleb, but stay at Rome City and coach, stay at Rome City. So,
I know. How crazy would have that been?
and then actually going off of that, I was going to mention that I remember too that our head coach at the time, Richard, he also like, I think that Rome City did a good job at when you had communicated with them that that was like your passion and what you wanted to do, that they allowed you to kind of step a little bit into that coaching environment at Rome City and kind of start, I guess, practicing with it.
Yeah, no, so my experience there, like I tried out, I think for two teams. I think I was just in the mindset that at that time I knew I wanted to be a coach, and not that I was done playing, but I think I lacked a little bit of the motivation that I did in college. I just didn't know if I saw myself training in the mornings in Rome City and then, going to another training session in the afternoon with a club team. Like, I just don't think I was in that mindset. And when I told Rome City that, they were totally supportive. Like Richard was like, why don't you help me like do training sessions? Like, why don't you like sit back and like watch me and observe it? And from there on, like I was like, oh, that's a done deal. So yeah, they were really supportive of that. And it was just kind of something that I knew I wanted to do. And when I started changing my mind from a player's perspective to a coaching perspective, like everything just started clicking into place. But Rome City was super supportive of that. There's not a doubt in my mind that I didn't make the wrong decision in that department.
Yeah, totally. And so obviously you just mentioned that you ended up deciding to not play on a club team. Did you feel like though overall you had a good balance between your school, your playing soccer and a social life while being here?
Yeah, like I think Rome City did a really good job understanding the student athlete experience, and they gave that to us in the best ability, and it was awesome. Like we would have class times at a reasonable time for us. Like we didn't have to miss any training sessions or games. They were always super understanding of, hey, like we have to leave early for this and that. Like they understood that that we were kids coming from the States to go play soccer in Italy, but also to get an education. So they provided a really good balance for that. Like Jennifer was absolutely awesome. Like I remember just emailing her all the time and she was always responsive to it. So yeah, I think Rome City did a really good job understanding the student athlete experience for us.
Yeah, and coming here, like you had mentioned earlier that it was your first time out of the country. So obviously making this jump to Italy was a huge jump for you. How did Rome City make that experience easier for you? Like overall the culture of Rome City making it an easier adjustment?
Yeah, I think like the culture from coming from America to Italy was completely different, but they understood that it was going to be different for us and they were super welcoming in that. I think what was also just really unique is like, there were a bunch of kids coming over and like we never knew each other and we maybe have different goals but similar goals, and we kind of just instantly bond over the fact that we love soccer and this is what we're doing, and we're maybe shy or like just nervous and scared, but we kind of just instantly bonded through that, and I still have best friends from Rome City. So yeah, I think it just provided a really cool unique opportunity for us.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that overall, like we all come in and we're all kind of in that same position where we only have each other, so we all lean on each other. Before
Yeah.
as the longer you're here, and like now, right, I'm able to speak the language and I have a much better relationship with my teammates. But when I was first here, I was really just relying on everybody at Rome City to be like my wingman here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I forgot to ask something that I should have asked before that I wanted to touch back on was as you've gone through your interview processes and you've been involved in now like this professional world of your career, has Rome City come up in your interviews and been like an important aspect that you did complete your master's in sports management?
Yeah, like I don't think there's been an interview that I've had that just hasn't mentioned my time at Rome City and what I've learned from there. To me, it was important to get my master's degree. It's not like a requirement for college coaching, but it definitely looks good on a resume. So yeah, they always bring that up. Rome City is just like it feels small, but it's really not. Like they've done a really good job networking since I've been there and also left. I mean, small world, but my new head coach literally took a club team from Pennsylvania to Rome City for the Surf Cup, and we just missed pass because I left I think the month before the Surf Cup. So, but he took his team over there. So, yeah, they're just doing a really good job just networking back in the States. And like I said, I mean, they're a small world too. Like the goalkeeper at Mercier's, which is a school I'm at now, he was my goalkeeper at or on the men's side of Rome City. So like it's just a really small world, and every time I mention it, like someone has to know of it. And yeah, I think it's just a really like a small, like I said, small world, but like just everyone knows about it.
Yeah, and it's like such a special, unique experience because obviously in the United States, there's not a lot of opportunity to continue playing after college. So it's definitely like something really special that you're able to almost like continue your college career in a sense, right? That you're still like in a college environment, yet you have the opportunity to potentially play on a team in Italy with like with other Italians, or you could just remain within Rome City and kind of take that route. So definitely it's like very
Yeah.
unique in that way. And I feel like it's kind of the perfect happy medium for a lot of players that they graduate college and maybe they don't want to go like completely professional, but they want to like they're not ready to stop playing. So I think it is just like a very happy medium in between. Obviously, you're able to take it however far as you want it. I always say it's what you make of it because you could choose to just be a
Yeah.
part of the Rome City Women's Soccer program, for example, and just do that in school and have free evenings, or you can play on a semi-professional team and obviously really be pursuing a professional career here.
Yeah, 100%.
And how did living and studying in Rome shape you personally and professionally?
Yeah, I think personally, like it definitely got me out of my comfort zone. Like I said, like I've never been out of the country since I went to Rome City. So like it was a crazy new environment for me, but it definitely helped me get out of my comfort zone. Trying to learn a new language, a different way of life, just immersing yourself in that culture was a really cool opportunity. And it's just professionally, like I said, now that I'm a coach, and when I realized I wanted to do that when I was there, I started learning different styles of the game, different coaching philosophies. And it's crazy how like I'm under my third head coach right now. And like every coach has provided something different for me, including Rome City. So it's almost like I'm taking what I've learned through the years of my coaching career and kind of like form my own
Totally.
coaching philosophy. And like part of that is from Richard. So like, so yeah, like professionally, it's definitely helped me like create my own coaching path.
Yeah, which is obviously like so special. It's only going to make you continue being a better coach as you like continue to learn from other people. So,
Yeah.
okay. Some last fun, or we'll do one serious question, one more fun one. So, was there any challenges you faced that you've just felt like, that you took with you to today or anything
Yeah,
like
I mean, I've the last probably 2 years, like I faced a lot of adversity in my career path. I mean, not everything is just going to be set in stone. I've applied for jobs and I've been top two and haven't gotten it, and it's been a roller coaster of emotions. But one thing I always tell my team and things that I've learned just from being at Rome City is just like you have to trust the process and trust the path that is going for you. And I constantly tell them to bet on yourself. Like you just have to believe in yourself. And, it might not be the easiest journey to get to where you want to be, but just continuing down the path and believing in yourself, I think is just key to anything in life, no matter what you do.
that? That's so sweet.
I know.
Okay, and then what are your favorite memories of Rome City? Like things you truly will never forget?
Oh my gosh. I think the best quote to put about Rome City is just the people make the place. Like I obviously you, Gianna, like guys are literally probably like one of my two best friends of all time. So I think just the people that you meet there, I mean, never would I've ever thought that I was gonna meet you guys. And I mean, Gianna was my roommate and she lives an hour from me back at home. So it's like, what are the odds that happens? And then meeting you, you're from California. I've never even been to California since, and then, like we became best friends. So yeah, I think just the people there. And just of course, like the traveling part of it. I mean, I'll never forget our Amalfi Coast trip. Like we just fully, I mean, I made an itinerary. We didn't even follow the itinerary. Like we just got there and like full sent it. And then obviously our karaoke nights. I mean, how can you forget that? So yeah, I think just like the experiences that we had just like outside of being a student there and just thriving and just anywhere that we went, it was awesome. Like, I mean, I pull up memories from there all the time, and I'm like, I literally forgot I lived in Italy and had the best months of my life. Like, it was just awesome.
I literally
And
get the
yeah, like
chills.
what happened?
I said I literally get the chills.
I know, like it's like my snap memories come up on us. I'm like, oh my God, like I would go back and do it all over again if I could.
No, I would do that. I would literally like do anything to have that group back from first year. Now that you're obviously coaching, I've brought that up 20 times, but would you recommend or have you recommended to Rome City to any of your senior players?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's just finding the right people for it. Like a lot of my girls are just so ready to start in big world life. And I'm like, oh, like at that time I was like, I knew I wasn't done playing or wasn't done like just wanting to get my master's in it. So, but yeah, of course, actually I think Rome City has like reached out to like a couple of my former players just because of the connection. And they're like, wait, your school reached out to me. And like a lot of them have like actually like, oh my God, I think I'm gonna do it. And then just last minute they get like a job opportunity and it's just like, so it's kind of hard in that aspect. But I think if I could find the right girls that are just like actually currently on my team, I have a few internationals. And I think that's just also something Rome City did for me is like they taught me the international side of it. And now like when I have Zoom calls with girls from Europe, I get to talk about my experience and it's kind of like I understand the way you think and what the level is like over there and how I think that can help you here. So like I think it's just finding those players that want to go internationally and I have players on my team that are looking to go down that path. So I always mention, okay, I have this connection, like let me know when you're ready. So yeah, 100%. Like I'm trying to get my players over there now. It's just finding the right time.
Okay, well, I love that. And thank you so much for being here with us today. Yeah,
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
you're always welcome back here in Rome.
I know I need to come back seriously.
Please, please come visit. Okay, well, that's it. So thank you so much for being here today with us, and thank you to everyone listening.
Bye.